Hey guys, what's going on? It's H.G.Roberts here, flying without a script today, without any real notes. I'm just reacting to what Alex O'Connor has said. A lot of you guys have probably seen the video circulating where Alex thinks or declares that in his mind now Christianity has become more plausible.
What I've realized is this is far more interesting and intricate, and I would say plausible than I'd given it credit for before. So. I'm still not a Christian.
I'll link to the actual video where he says this down below in the description. A lot of people are talking about, especially a lot of people in this community of agnostics, atheists, and Christians. And a lot of Christians are using that video to substantiate Christianity, to validate their views, to say, look, if somebody like an atheist or a new atheist, and I hate those terms, a person like Alex O'Connor can come around to believe that Christianity is more plausible than he once thought it was, what does that mean for the truth of our belief system, of our religion? And, where is Alex going to end up with all this? And so a lot of us, myself included, have a lot of respect for Alex and have kind of followed Alex's progress over the years, have probably adopted in some way some of his arguments. He's an excellent communicator. He's obviously well-learned. I'd call him a scholar. So Alex has in some ways shaped my thinking, and I don't think that's odd. I think he shaped a lot of people's thinking in this space. I still have my own unique arguments and my own unique experiences. That's kind of what I want to talk about today, related to what Alex has said and what my channel is all about. And if you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is H.G. Roberts. I am a deconverted Christian after 25 years and author of On Monsters and Phantoms. It's a memoir about severe religious trauma and my deconversion from Christianity. I have a master's degree in mass communication. And so here on this channel, we talk about what the Bible communicates to us and how what the Bible communicates to us can cause cognitive dissonance, fear, doubt, anxiety, depression, mental paralysis, emotional oblivion, and of course, religious trauma. So that's what we do here on this channel, and that's the context in which I want to criticize, I guess, discuss what Alex has said. Now, if you're a subscriber of mine, then you probably are also a subscriber of Brandon's Mindshift channel. And if you're not, you need to head over to Brandon's channel and subscribe to him immediately, because he is obviously a powerful voice in this space. He's somebody that I've really kind of shaped my channel around a little bit. He's the one, when I discovered him, I realized I can have a voice in this space. I can talk about religious trauma. So a lot of this channel's success and growth I owe to Brandon, quite honestly. And so I have a great respect for how Brandon comes at his arguments, how he frames things, his history, 30-year Christian. A lot of our experiences, a lot of the way we talk about things is very similar. And that's why I want you to go watch Brandon's response video to what Alex has said, because I'm adding to that, okay? I'm not going to repeat everything Brandon said. I agree with everything Brandon said. I'm not going to rehearse the same arguments here. I'm going to add to them. So I hope you will watch Brandon's video. You'll watch my video. If you're coming to me from Brandon's channel, you'll see how I'm adding to what he has said and what most people are saying when it comes to religious trauma, because I've said this before. I'll say it again. In my mind, it is an often tragically overlooked element of this discussion about Christianity, the harm of Christianity, the validity of Christianity. We don't talk about religious trauma enough. I did a couple videos ago responding to Doak's video where Alex was a guest and Greg Kokel was a guest. And I kept hammering the point home that religious trauma needs a seat at the table of these discussions. And this discussion about Alex's claiming Christianity is more plausible is no exception to that. He needs to consider religious trauma. He needs to have the religious trauma argument in his vocabulary, in his arsenal. I think if he did, he would not be so quick to say he finds Christianity more plausible. And look, I get why he does. He's human. I understand the draw to the story of Jesus. Some of the stories that are in the Bible, I understand the power and the impact they have. I lived with those stories and that impact for 25 years. I absorbed it. I internalized it. I believed it. I practiced it. I declared it. I wrote songs about it as a Christian musician. And so I understand the impact of Christianity. I understand the draw to it. I also understand its harms. And those harms are empirically validated in the literature. You guys hear me cite the literature all the time. I have a growing bibliography on my website that cites the literature around religious trauma to make sure you guys aren't just hearing it from me, but you're hearing it from the scholars who actually study this stuff, whether in the psychological sciences or the cognitive sciences. It's all there. It's all represented. And we're building more of a case for it here through this channel, and I'm sharing a lot of your stories as well through this channel to validate religious trauma, to give it more of a voice in the broader conversations around the criticisms of Christianity. So we cannot overlook that. And I would just implore Alex, he'll probably never see this. I'm a tiny little channel. But man, Alex, this needs to be part of your discussion, my man. This has to be something in your vocabulary, in addition to all the historical and the textual and the scientific and the moral criticisms that you levy on Christianity, which makes me question how you can ever think it's plausible, but it's another conversation, I guess. You need to also talk about the harm religion does in the context of religious trauma. I'm not talking about church hurt. Somebody's had a negative experience in the church and they decide to walk away from Christianity. That's part of what can cause religious trauma, but that's not the whole story. So, I don't want to belabor the point. I don't want to make this video very long. It's going to be very short. Obviously, you guys know I'm in the midst of a family health crisis, and so I don't have a whole lot of time to expound on this right now. I haven't had a whole lot of time to research this. I just want to have a quick response and reaction. Religious trauma is real. It's validated in the literature, the scholarly literature. There are more and more stories coming out from Christians who had to walk away or deconvert from Christianity because they have been traumatized by it. There are reasons for that involve life experiences, adverse childhood experiences or events, including childhood sexual abuse and other types of abuse. Temperament plays a big role, melancholic temperament, being an empath. We've talked about the personality studies like the Myers-Briggs assessment. We've talked about Enneagram assessments and things like that. We've talked about all this. Not going to relay it all here again. I've got 90 plus videos on my channel that get into all this, the science behind it, the cognitive realities behind all of this. So that's my plea. You guys get it who have subscribed to my channel. I need Alex to get it. If any of you have access to Alex, man, talk to him about religious trauma. Tell him to come here, spend some time with some of these videos. There are plenty of other people talking about religious trauma as well, but build it into the discussion. We have to do that, okay? I think that's all I want to say about that. I may have more to say about it at some other point. Anyway. I am, again, the author of On Monsters and Phantoms. I don't have Patreons or sponsors. I look to people to support this channel financially by purchasing the book and perhaps leaving a review. I have a lot of reader reviews on my website, onmonstersandphantoms.com, that can help you understand what this book is about and the impact it will have on you. It is a extremely difficult read. I spare the reader none of the diabolically harmful aspects of Christianity and how it plays on our minds and psyches. And so, anyway, hopefully this book can help you if you're deconstructing or going through perhaps religious trauma yourself. And I hope you are not. If you are, I hope this channel can benefit you and provide some relief. And a lot of my other videos, we talk about resources that are available to you to find relief through counseling and other therapeutic modalities from religious trauma. So anyway, I've just, again, unscripted. I don't have any real notes or anything like that. I hope this made some sense. I hope this is contributing in a healthy and positive way to the discussions around the plausibility of Christianity. So let me end by saying this. I get it. I get when somebody faces their own mortality. I'm in the midst of that currently in this health crisis that I've been talking about. I get the pull on, is there an afterlife? Is there a good afterlife? How do I attain a good afterlife? How do I attain immortality and blessing and relief from the stresses and fears and things that have plagued me during this life? I understand that in a lot of ways heaven provides that for people. It did for me for so long. I've even done a video on why heaven can be traumatic, and it was for me. That's not everybody's experience, but it is some people's experience. So I get why we would search for the transcendent. I get why we would desire a life beyond the only life we have, the only reality we know. I understand that. It is, especially now in the midst of facing mortality, it is a very appealing prospect. So I do not fault Alex or anybody else for inching closer to claiming Christianity as true or plausible or wanting to embrace it themselves. I understand the benefits some people derive from Christianity. My own wife is still a fundamentalist Christian believer, and she benefits greatly from Christianity. And there's, of course, that obvious tension between the two of us. But I see it firsthand. And so I understand why somebody engaging the arguments of Christianity, the Bible itself, the stories that it tells, how that can hold an appeal. But that doesn't make it true, that doesn't make it good for everybody, and that doesn't dismiss the harm that religious trauma can and does cause. So just be mindful of that, Alex and everybody else. I have to be, because I've lived it. I've experienced it. It is hell on earth, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And so I just, again, please embrace the reality, contend with the reality of religious trauma. Those who suffer from it need to know that there's hope and relief from it. And again, as I always say, those who dismiss it need to know that it's real. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.